Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our next guest. It's a member of the Circuit Courthouse family, as I like to refer her to, and her name is Lauren Parker. She's the Register of Wills for Anne Arundel County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Her exact title is Madam Register, and I'm sure you can tell the audience a little bit about the history, and let's get into that. Let's tell the audience exactly what the Register of Wills does.
Well, first of all, we've been around since 1776, and the Register of Wills office, which is myself and 20 staff, are responsible for the administration of any estate that comes through this county. Now that means that I'm responsible for appointing personal representatives or for probating the will, which means determining whether the will is genuine or not, and should the personal representative in the will be named. After that, we also have an orphans court, which is in any other jurisdiction a probate court. I'm also responsible for maintaining their courtroom, all of their actions. I'm their chief clerk. That means I docket all of their calendar and make sure that everything proceeds in an orderly fashion.
Now, what's the function of the orphans court?
The orphans court hears any objections to a will. They hear arguments over accountings. They hear objections to attorney fees, all kinds of things. Anything that the family objects to or the heirs object to, they're probably going to hear it. It's called a caveat.
Now, where did the name orphans court come from?
The orphans court, again, is an Old English title, and many, many years ago, we did do orphans in this county. In fact, we did orphans up until about the 1850s. The function of the orphans court was also to be the school board up until that time.
Very good. What other roles do you perform?
Well, I also collect inheritance taxes and remit them back to the comptroller's office. Now, luckily, in this county and in this state, we're very good about these inheritance taxes. If you're in the direct line of descent, which means great-grandparent, grandparent, parent, child, grandchild, the amount is zero for anybody inheriting after 2000. If you're outside of that line, say a nephew, a first cousin, or just a friend or an organization, you're going to pay a 10% collateral tax. But essentially, that's a windfall tax because you were not expected to be in the normal line of descent.
Okay, so to understand this correctly, if you are one of the directly involved with the family,
right.
Like you said, a son, father,
a father,
no inheritance tax, zero.
Zero. Now, that does not mean that you're going to have all estates having zero taxes. Anything over $1 million in this state, you're going to be talking to another organization outside of mine. They're called the Maryland Estate Tax Division of the Comptroller's Office. So anybody that's going to have an estate over $1 million really needs to have some estate planning, just to try to either avoid that tax or to have exemptions ready in case it comes up. It's not a part of my office, but we do see the returns come through, and from what I understand, the returns, the average return costs about $2,500.
Wow. What kind of revenue are you talking about that comes through your office through these estate taxes?
Oh, estate taxes. Well, between probate fees and estate taxes, I guess we're seeing about maybe $5 million a year.
Wow. Now, you got the job the same time I got my job. We got elected in 2006.
Yes.
What are you seeing as the biggest challenges that you face?
Oh, the biggest challenges I face right at the moment is advancing in the office with technology. When I got there, we were a little behind in technology. We didn't have a website, which, by the way, we do. It's www.registers.state.md.us, and my website has helpful hints for everybody. It has the forms on it. We have advice on how to do things, samples of how to do things, anything you want to know.
And telephone numbers, I'm sure, for contacting your office.
Absolutely. All kinds of phone numbers to contact us, long distance, local, anything that you'd like to know. We're very happy to tell you all about it. And I will tell you one thing about my office. I'm fairly picky about the phones. So from 8:30 to 4:30, if you call my office, you're going to get a human being.
Outstanding. Outstanding. That's great. Let's talk about the Safekeeping of Wills program that you have in your office.
All right, that's one of my pet programs. It's a little-known statute that you can register your will with my office. That means bring it to me. I will become custodian of your will. We will put it in my vault. We'll lock it away. No one's going to get into your will, not even me, once we've locked it into the vault. It's going to have your name on it, the personal representative that you've chosen for your estate, and the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. And this is all for the grand total of a one-time fee, $5.
$5.
$5 is all it's going to cost you. I'm going to put it in a vault. It is cheaper than going to the banks for a safe deposit box. The safe deposit boxes, as far as I know, started around $35. And banks are not accessible if there's only one name on that safe deposit box. They lock it down at your death. Whereas if somebody comes into my office with a death certificate and can prove that you're